MCC Dad Cyclist Diaries, and we are back for episode 3 of the Hill Climber Prep. Firstly, I hope you're doing well. Since episode 2, we have had Easter holidays. I hope you had a good one and a good break. So for today's episode, this is actually what I wanted to run through, what my training has looked like over the past couple of weeks. Now, for those parents who are watching, mums, dads, I'm sure that you'll agree with me that the Easter holidays are always a really hectic time period. With kids off school, little ones running around the house, and trying to ensure that you're keeping up maybe a day-to-day work life whilst having the family at home, and then also trying to fit training in can really be quite hectic. But I'm really happy to say that I've actually managed to keep some real good consistency going over the past 2 weeks. Had to maybe move some sessions around from time to time where I had planned to train in the morning, shift it out to the evening. But generally, my key target sessions that I've had on my program over the past couple of weeks, I've been able to consistently complete and been feeling really good. Yeah, what has my training looked like? As I said, I wanted to really document this and share this with you as part of this Hill Climber Prep series for my events that I have coming up at the end of May and June. So on my program, I've really been targeting 5 key training sessions. Now, the first, and what I have found has been probably the most important, has been a real good quality VO2 max workout. And the reason that I found this session so important, I've really felt good progress with this, as I mentioned at the start of the prep, is I really wanted to try and quickly increase my top end power and fitness again. As this is one, going to be able to help me really sustain those higher power outputs. And 2, in previous years, I have found the higher that I can bring that ceiling, generally all of my training zones, including tempo, threshold, and being at that sort of lactate threshold, I have found that they have increased the higher that I've been able to increase that VO2 max ceiling. So for these key quality VO2 max sessions, I've been using interval durations of around 3 to 4 minutes in length. And within a session, I've been performing 5 to 6 intervals at around 110 to 112% of FTP. So for me at the moment, the sessions have been ranging, or the intervals themselves, from about 410 to 425 watts. And I've just been gradually building things back up from there. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, to start off with, when I was really starting to get back into the consistency with the VO2 sessions, they were really hard work. Just finished today's VO2 max workout, 6 times, 3 minutes at 425 watts. Absolutely horrible. Wanted to train this morning, couldn't get it done, so I had to jump on, get it done this evening. Fueled up, and tough workout this evening, but managed to push through. Good session. Keep it going. Getting back up to that top end power and really trying to build that, really tricky. But after 2, 3, 4 sessions, finding that top end really starting to come back quite nicely, and not so much maybe feeling comfortable. I'm not sure who would feel comfortable at VO2 max, but just finding that, the intervals were a lot more manageable. I was able to, both psychologically as well, to just take one interval at a time, really just focus on my breathing more, feeling more composed. And I found that that's been possible each week with every VO2 session that I've performed. The second key weekly session that I've been performing has been a very much threshold focused session. And the reason I have this threshold session on my weekly program is because it's very specific to the type of efforts that I'm going to be performing on the hill climbs. Both the hill climbs that I'm doing are going to be between a 20 to 25 minute effort. So it's really important that I'm also preparing the energy systems and the energy demands that I'm going to be facing when going to do those hill climbs. So for the threshold session, I've been using intervals or blocks of 8 to 15 minutes in length. And this could range from anything from 2 efforts to even 4 or 5 of those intervals at and around threshold, to really work on developing those systems now and preparing for those sustained type efforts at and around threshold, and maintaining that wattage and intensity to prepare for the climbs. And again, as I've mentioned, I found that combining the VO2 sessions with the threshold work has really allowed me to, 1, push up that top end power, which has then also translated into, when using the threshold sessions, as that also brought the threshold up, meaning that sustained power that I'm able to put out on hill climbs has resulted in higher power outputs and more speed than going uphill. The other 3 key sessions around the 2 higher intensity interval sessions that I've mentioned there then have been very much zone 2 focused. As well as preparing those top end energy systems, it's also really important, I have found, to develop the aerobic energy system through performing that specific good quality zone 2 work, as this can also really help the body's efficiency, developing that mitochondrial density, the body's ability to tolerate lactate, and the better you can improve the aerobic energy system, your aerobic capacity. This does then certainly, of course, I'm also wanting to work on this for the summer in general and being able to improve my endurance. But that zone 2 work is also really crucial if you are also trying to develop the top end. The other 3 rides have been very much a focus on that zone 2 work. Durations, what I've been able to really try and fit in, I'll always try and get at least an hour where possible, an hour and a half, where possible, even more than that, maybe at the weekend, just trying to fit it in as and when has been possible. As I say, Easter is always a hectic time of year, Easter holidays, but generally, 2 to 3 good quality zone 2 sessions have been happening, and I've also really felt the benefits with this as well, just in ability to recover is another real good reason for performing and developing that aerobic capacity, aerobic energy system, as recovery after the higher end stuff has been quicker as well. So as we speak, I'm now in week 5 of the prep. There's actually 4 weeks to go from here, and I'll be completely honest with you, the amount of riding that I have done over the winter has probably been half of what it has been in previous years. But for where I am now and the consistency that I've been able to really keep going over these past few weeks, feeling really good. Last night I did a VO2 session. I did 6 3-minute intervals at around 425 watts. So power is really starting to come back, certainly at that top end. Feeling confident. It was a really tough session. But I'm actually feeling, in terms of the training side of things, like we are on track and feeling good in myself, excited. It has been really difficult at times, feeling tired, trying to fit it all in. But the most important thing that's been happening is just the consistency. Where earlier on in the winter, that consistency maybe wasn't quite there. It's really important just turning up, getting those sessions done, having that structure there, ensuring that you're ticking off those key workouts allows to build that momentum. And as I always say, it's better to be consistently good rather than, occasionally great with those sessions, and just really ensuring that that consistency remains is going to be the key now going into the final 4 weeks of this prep before the first event on the 27th of May. Just an update on the nutrition and weight loss side of things, obviously a big part of the prep as well. This has also been going pretty well. I think everyone also will agree that, over Easter, it can be a little bit harder on the nutrition side of things, weight loss side of things. I think when we last checked in, I was around 76.5 kg, started the prep at 77.6. I was at 76.5, saw a drop to around 75.8. Then Easter came along and this crept back up into, I think it was, 76.3 or so. But as of today, week 5 in the prep, I'm at my lowest weight as of this morning, which was 75 kg. So I've dropped 2.6 kg in the past 5 weeks. And nutrition and fueling side of things has been also going really well, and I will share a video solely on what's been going on with the nutrition and fueling, what I've been using. Really though, the biggest thing for me has been MyFitnessPal, just really staying on top of tracking my calories, even on days and through periods like Easter, where I know there are going to be days where it's going to be a lot harder, eating out, visiting family, loads of Easter eggs in the house, chocolate everywhere. Just having that MyFitnessPal there has really held me accountable, kept me on track with my goal, and known that if I've had a day where I have gone over any calorie targets, as long as I'm straight back on it for the rest of the week, that is what has allowed me to then drop that 2.6 kg and go from 77.6 to weighing in at bang on 75 this morning. My goal for this prep is to arrive at the event at 74. So there's not too much to go there, but it's really just important now is to keep that consistency going to stay on track there. So just an update there, guys, on the past couple of weeks, the training that I've been doing. I hope you've maybe found that useful in terms of the types of sessions that I've been doing, how I've been structuring it, and what key sessions I've been performing. Hopefully you found that useful. In the coming weeks, I'm really going to try and not just be sitting in my office out here, training room, and actually weather's starting to warm up a little bit here now in Austria, so hopefully get some workouts out on the road for you. So I'm not always just talking to you in here. Hopefully that make it a little bit more interesting. Also some of the scenery over here. Just some generally actually being on the bike and doing some sessions, get some of that footage so that it makes the videos a bit more interesting. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. If you're just new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've enjoyed the video today, please drop a like on it. And yeah, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more coming your way. But yeah, hope your training's also going well. If you've got some events coming up now, I know it's certainly an exciting time of year for us as cyclists. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.